Well, hello, everybody. Welcome into the Queen Sports Network. As always, I'm Mike Lennon. I'm joined today by head coach of the track and field team, Jim Vahrenkamp, as they're on the road right now at Grand Valley State University, getting set for tomorrow's national championships. And, Coach, I appreciate you taking the time, carving out of a busy schedule, I'm sure. First off, how was the trip?
Trip was good. It's a direct flight from Charlotte, North Carolina, up here to Michigan. And other than a little bit of a bumpy landing, it was fantastic. And we're here and ready to go. And we've got decent weather now. We'll see if that holds throughout the rest of the week. But we're ready to go and very excited.
So, gotta love those crosswinds when you're landing down in Michigan, right? Well, we talked about it. You guys have so many athletes there this weekend, and really this season has been, of course, an odd one, to say the very least, with all the stuff going on. But can you talk a little bit about the way the team has come together this season, especially after last year, the way it ended, and how they transferred that into a new season this season and just hit the ground running?
Yeah, great question. There were a lot of questions in our mind as a coaching staff about what exactly we would run into. Or we were one of the few institutions that stayed completely online for the first semester this year. So that meant that not only did we not have the time that we normally do to finish out the outdoor season last year, which was cut short, but we also missed an entire fall of preparation. So that fell on the shoulders of the student athletes to take responsibility for their own fitness and their own preparation. We were able to function in an advisory role, and we were pleasantly surprised when everybody got back on campus. We had some new additions. One of those who's here this weekend is Jan Lucas, and he was an All-American indoor. And just really everybody had taken that time when they're away and really elevated their game. One of the people that I'm really excited about this weekend is going to be Seb Anthony, who's really matured and developed in the time that he's been at Queens. I remember when we were at Kingsville, Texas, he finished last in the 800-meter dash, and the last time that we were on a track in a national championship, he ran the 8th fastest time in Division II history.
Wow.
He finished just out of the championship spot there in the 800-meter dash. So he's come in. He's a kid who had a 152 PB coming into Queens, and now he owns a 148 personal best, and he's got the capacity to run even faster. That 147 is a time that I think that he can definitely run. And so with this group of athletes that we've got, really over the last couple of years, we've elevated everything that we've had from a participatory level at the national championships to really everybody who is here at the championships, I think has the capacity to finish in the top 8 in each one of their individual events, which is what it is required to finish as an All-American. So that's super exciting. Another one of the athletes that I want to highlight that has really developed is Elise Olseth. She is a freshman, of course, finished 4th at the Outdoor Championships in Kingsville, Texas, as just a freshman. And she enters the championship right now as the #1 ranked heptathlete. She's also going to compete in the open events and high jump javelin and the hurdles. So the way that the schedule has fallen out allows her to kind of do all of those things. She's got some teammates here that are also making this trip a lot more exciting. The more people that you bring here, it really brings that team culture along. A lot of times when you go to a championship, it can be a little bit daunting if you're the only athlete that's traveling and doing that. But in this case, we've got 9 individuals here. We're just shy of bringing 10 or 11 here, kids that were on the bubble. Obviously, COVID, because we've reduced the championship sizes here, it's made it a little bit more difficult to even get to this championship. So super excited about the group that we've got here. And I think everybody's got an opportunity to have an impact at the national level, which is really exciting for us as a program and a coaching staff.
Well, you mentioned Seb, you mentioned Elise, and can you talk about, as a coach and a coaching staff, how much it means to you to know that, you're able to coach these kids throughout the season, but obviously they did a lot of work and preparation on their own. And can you talk a little bit more about what that means to you as a coaching staff and how you've been able to really kind of see yourself grow through this whole situation?
I really see it as an extension and a maturation of the culture that we've established. I was just having a conversation with another student athlete, Carrie Slee, who is working on getting to this level. And we were talking about self-actualization and getting to the point where I really function as an advisor in this
Mm-hmm.
scenario, and the rest of the coaching staff function as advisors, because ultimately the person who is in the driver's seat is a student athlete. And those people have to have that intrinsic motivation and that innate desire to be good. And I think a lot of people come in as freshmen thinking that they understand what that means, but really seeing this number of student athletes at the national level, to me, is indicative of us being able to impart what it takes to really achieve at the highest level. A lot of these people come from different countries, different areas of the United States. And that's exciting for us to see that happen. So everybody has the goal of getting to the next level, which is their championships at not only the NCAA level, but then the Olympic trials. And this group almost across the board are moving in that direction. And some of them certainly have some aspirations to represent their country at the Olympics here, either this year or in the next 4 years to come. And that, to me, is indicative of the culture that we've established here and the work that this coaching staff has done to really help student athletes understand what it takes to be successful at that level. And we've had a lot of success at our regional and at our conference level. And I'm super excited to see that beginning to bleed into the national level as we're able to bring in a little bit higher caliber of athletes with each recruiting class that we've had in the time that I've been here.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, again, you've mentioned it, so much success this spring, especially in the wake of all of this stuff with both conference championships for the men and the women in track and field. And, you mentioned Seb Anthony. He actually had mentioned to me, I got the pleasure of sitting down and speaking with him for the senior video we made. And the one thing that he always told me, or he kept coming back to, was just that sense of family. And, he understands that running can be a very daunting mental sport, especially on the individual. But is that part of the culture that you guys have cultivated here at Queens, is really making it kind of that family atmosphere and encouraging one on each other, I should say, on as you hit the track or in the field, whatever it might be?
Yeah, and that is really what's gratifying about having this large group, is that familial feel, that everybody is here with the goal of helping each other prepare and helping each other mentally and psychologically be ready for the championships as we get there.
Sure.
And we pare down as we start the year. You've got at the conference level a lot more people participating, at the regional level a little bit less, and then at the national level fewer. But that familial feel is continually present, and I think, again, like you mentioned, indicative of what the culture is here at Queens, especially with the track and field group.
Sure. Well, you mentioned it, kind of getting yourself to the point of just more in that advisor role as opposed to having to coax them along. They really just kind of do that themselves. And, if Seb Anthony is a microcosm of it, you see that drive in him and the want to just get out there and do his best day in and day out. And I'm sure that transfers over to the rest of the team as well. Looking ahead at this weekend, what are some things that jump off the page to you in terms of what you and the coaching staff are excited to see how these guys do?
The number one thing that jumps off the page when I look at the schedule right now is I'm going to live at the track for the next 3 days. We've got somebody participating in every single session, including what I hope to be the finals. But we've got people participating on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and it's going to be a busy weekend. But that's a good thing,
Sure.
I like I said earlier, everybody who's here has an opportunity to finish in the top 8. Finishing in the top 8 means that we're scoring points. If we're scoring points, we're moving up the standings as far as a team. And ultimately, that concept of team, that concept of family is going to be there every single day. Super excited also that we've got a great video feed that's going to be going on during this entire time.
Yep.
And I've gotten a lot of conversations that I've had with alumni, how excited they are to see the program grow, and they're going to be able to follow along at home or wherever they are in the world or the United States right now. Super excited for each one of those individuals. And I would be remiss if I singled out any one person here to tell you that that's going to be the most exciting thing that's going to happen this weekend. To me, the most exciting thing is the maturation of this group as a team, getting to that level where we're just outside that conversation where we think about winning a trophy up here, which they awarded the top 4 places. But we're not far away from that. And there are a few people that I've seen that definitely have the capacity to get to that level and help us achieve that. For fans who are at home and wondering, what does it take to win a championship trophy, which is top four, the difference between first and fourth is almost nothing every single year.
Mm-hmm.
It is somewhere between 30 and 45 points as a team.
Wow.
We award 10 points for first place. So if you're thinking about it, on each side, everybody has the possibility of picking up points.
Sure.
It doesn't take a whole lot for each individual pick up 2 points here, 3 points there, 5 points there, with a win 10 to move us in that direction really, really quickly. And one of the things I'd love to give a shout out to all the other coaches that are in the South Atlantic Conference is that I scored some of the points out as things stand right now. And there will be probably 4 teams, I'd like to mention LR, Carson Newman, Wingate, a newcomer to the league, and ourselves that are going to finish anywhere between 21st and 10th, if not higher, at the national championships. And we've only had track at the conference level in the South Atlantic Conference for the last, I think, 5 or 6 years. So that really speaks to the efforts of the coaching staffs across the conference, as well as the staff here at Queens. And I'm excited to be a part of the conference and in the region and continue to develop that and get to the highest level with these student athletes who are representing each one of our institutions.
Well, when you're competing against the talent level that you have, not just on the team, but obviously, like you just mentioned, in the league, it's hard not to see, it's hard not to see why these young men and women are there with a chance to do something pretty special this weekend. So, Coach, I appreciate you carving out some time and talking with us. You mentioned that extended family of alumni, friends, all that kind of stuff. I was able to see that this past weekend with women's lacrosse and the folks that were able to make it, the folks that tuned in, and NCAA going to put on a live stream for you guys to really kind of go out there and show. And you mentioned the internationals as well. Folks that won't be able to be there to watch their kids and grandkids participate, well, now they have the opportunity, and that's definitely something special. So you guys go enjoy your the calm before the storm, if you will, before you guys hit it out there. And, of course, we'll be following along with you the whole time. Appreciate you taking the time to talk to us.
Thanks, Mike.
Absolutely. All right, that'll do it for Queen Sports Network. We appreciate you joining us, and we thank Coach Jim Vahrenkamp. We wish the best of luck to all of our track and field athletes this weekend for the national championships. Make sure you tune over to NCAA.com to catch more of the live stream and, of course, keeping up with the live results as well. We got you covered on QueensAthletics.com as well. Have a great day, everybody, and as always, go Royals.